everybody. It is indeed very nice to speak on this forum. I hope you are able to see and hear.
Yes, everybody can.
Okay. Okay. Actually, first of all, let me congratulate the team Stainless Bazaar on this unique idea of putting everybody on one platform. And I think it is really very, very useful, and I wish them really big success in the years to come.
Thank you so much.
Now I can quickly go through because the time is limited. I will keep it short. I would introduce you to Grindmaster. Many of you know Grindmaster already. Grindmaster started in 1984 in a garage, is now a global company, and we have our own subsidiaries in China, France, and in US. So in fact, I'm very happy to share with you that we are exporting more than 50% of what we make to China. And this I definitely make it a point to say, because it is always a China fear in everybody's mind, how to compete with China. But of course, what we are selling there is not against the Chinese competition, but we are selling it to auto OEMs there. Grindmaster has a vertical which has machines for automotive sector. So if you see this, our facility, our building, one of the buildings, we have five units now. The machines on the left hand side, what you see, they are really high-end machines which are sold to automotive sector. But of course, we have, I'm going to talk about the cookware sector where we started. We have more than 35 years of experience in polishing the cookware. So the next slide, please. I'm going to talk about that. So coming straight to the cookware, after giving a short introduction of Grindmaster, which all of you know that we have decorative finishing, which we call metal finishing vertical. And cookware and stainless steel is the important part of this vertical. So what all machines we do in this vertical, they are 100% going to the stainless steel parts finishing, which is cookware, tubes, sheets, flats, then long products. We have machines for all these things here. So talking about the cookware, what you see here, they are the fundamental and very basic models. I was briefly discussing with Ashokji yesterday that in China, even MSME has these machines. I wish to mention this because these machines are still not as much used in our industry today for some reason. But semi-automatic polishing is really a very basic thing, and we have evolved these models over the years, so they are very, very well proven and working very well. We have internal as well as external finishing. So with the minimum and small investments, lines can be set up with these machines in place, so they can be a part of the sale which you will have in your cookware manufacturing. What you see here now is a fully automatic rotary indexing machine, which is meant for high production volumes. Very often I feel that for Indian cookware manufacturers, they make more varieties and lesser numbers in each variety as compared to Chinese who make one variety in huge volumes. So the manufacturing automation has to be tailored to suit that. This particular machine I would recommend for really high volume production, where you don't have to do the setup change after every 3-4 hours. You know, these concepts need to be understood well by the industry, because sometimes a cookware manufacturer says, no, I don't want any kind of manual intervention and I want everything fully automatic. But we have to understand our level of manufacturing, level of production volumes, and accordingly opt for that level of automation which will give you the best and optimum results. For the lower batch volumes, I still believe that the semi-automatic machine are the right ones, because you can set up multiple lines with certain machines dedicated to only 3 or 4 varieties of parts, so that when you give it to the operator, he is able to run it. Automation is not automatic. Let me say this. And it is also not magic. With the 35 years of experience, I know that the companies where the top level people are putting their foot down on automation, it is happening. Like we heard Mr. Vijay Sharma, we know Mr. Balaria has, and Jagdamba also has a lot of automation. They can give their own experience, and I know that they have put in their strong foot down so that this automation works. Also TTK, wherever the companies have gone ahead with automation, you have to go by a certain thinking and you have to put your foot down. At this point in time, I also want to mention that automation means down the line. So input is very important. If you give my machine being at the end of polishing machine, I very often see that the input is so much varying that if you set a process with a certain input, you will not be able to run it when the input is varying so much. And then there are dent marks which are local. If you want to remove dent marks on automatic polishing machine, you have to remove it on all around the surface, which is really not practical. I mean, you have a machine, but then you will have to remove the dent marks individually, manually. So how to avoid the dent marks or scratches in the previous operations, how to do the handling automatically, all this has to be thought together if you really want to make automation work. I fully agree with Mr. Sharma on the digital part of it. Like digital is the way forward, no doubt. But I must say here that before the digital, making your process robust, you know what I mean? If you do not have your robust processes, you will just get the digital reports that so many have been rejection, so many has gone back, so many scrap. You will get the reports, but not the result. So the result can be obtained by the strong processes, the strong machines which are robust, which will give you consistency reliably. I see this as a clear-cut difference between automotive industry and cookware industry. Automotive industry goes for the strong processes and the machines that will work trouble-free, reliably year after year. So the cost is secondary there. All these parameters are very important and they will save you money in the long run. So whichever machine you go for, think about this robustness of the machine and the process, and also how the input is flowing. Because polishing being the last operation, I realized that these are indeed the bottlenecks for making the automation of polishing successful. You can see some tube polishing machines here, and in fact, in cookware, we have about 500 machines working in the field. Whereas in the tube industry, we have more than 1,000 machines working in the field at all levels. Very, very small workshops which are run by owners also have this machine. I must say that in tube polishing, the automation has picked up much faster than in cookware. Most of the tube industry has the automation in place. So we have really very multiple models, but they are basically modular, and there are very popular models are being shown here. We have fully automatic tube polishing machines, which we are mostly selling outside India. But these machines are good enough for Indian industry is what I believe. I don't believe that we should be removing the operators altogether. Robots are good, but finally we have so many people within our country. So we have to strike a balance between the people and the automation. I believe that automation should be used where processes, manual processes are not giving consistent results. They are giving issues, they are hazardous, etc. And that is where the automation should be used. And at some places, automation can be avoided to optimize the overall cost. The next, please. So you also saw the square tube polishing machine there. We have models of square and round tube. Now let me come to this interesting machine which we developed. coil and strip grinding and polishing. Many of you spoke about the defects on the incoming material. This machine exactly does that. It is a grinding machine. In fact, we have built some for Jindal. Mr. Sharma might be aware. And so, in fact, 2-3 of these machines have gone to Jindal, Bhushan, Steel, etc. They are also used for bimetal strips, for bonding the strips, the two strips together. You have to roughen the surface, and that is done by this grinding machine. What you see is grinding from top and bottom together. This is offered with multiple modules. As you see on the top picture, there is one top head, one bottom head for belt grinding. This is one module. In the below picture, you see multiple heads, 4 heads. So 4 top and 4 bottom heads for finishing, for descaling, for brushing, multiple purposes. Descaling is a major purpose for which this kind of machine is used. Once you remove the scale on the stainless steel material, you all know it is much easier to polish it. So this does exactly the work of descaling the things. So that's the next one is, I think that this is the last one. Yeah. So partnering SS industry for Make in India is what our mission is. In fact, yesterday I mentioned Ashok Bhai that first few machines in Grindmaster for polishing cookware were designed by me, because we started in a garage, and today we have almost 350 people working with us with a global footprint. But the cookware machines we are making every year. So, and they are also evolved. We have the servo control cookware, sunray finishing, rotary indexing machines which can be set automatically. But here, a word of caution, every company should not be going for this kind of level of automation. I must make it clear. In fact, my salespeople may not like it because they want to sell the expensive machine, but I will want to be more true to the real automation crux of it. I believe that the companies who have not done any kind of automation up till now should go for semi-automatic machine first to, you know, test the blood, to test how the automation works, because definitely the workforce does not like the automation coming in. We have faced such situations. I will just narrate you a quick incident where the cookware company frantically called me. This was 20 years ago. He said that, Mohini ji, aapki machine puri band padi hai. So I rushed my person there, and what he saw there, वो चूहे ने काट लिया था केबल. You know, चूहे ने काट लिया था या ऑपरेटर ने काटा था मालूम नहीं मुझे, but you know, the operators, they just remove some wire and they make, because they don't want automation to come in. These are the actual ground realities. I'm not saying all the workforce is like that. I think we should explain them that the automation is going to help them, not remove them. To bring the consistency, to bring the productivity, we are doing the automation. This needs to be spread up to the ground level. So now I request to quickly run the videos that we have. It's a short clip. These are very short videos of our company. Mostly you will see the machines here. So there is a video of this double-ended machine. It is actually more popular in the cooker industry up till now, because cookers are made in big numbers, same size. We have the base grooving machines, which are used for grooving and trimming the edge and creating a band. Sunray finishing is very popular. Now we have the new model of sunray finishing, which is a fully automatic. These kind of machines, we call them lead polishing or tiffin box polishing, which are specifically designed to suit certain kinds of parts. So they should be used for, say, this machine for tiffin box, for polishing bottom and side at a time and without spending the money of the rotary indexing machine. This is a rotary machine which is very flexible. So you have to weigh flexibility on one side and the cost on another side. When you want to make machine more and more flexible, automatically the cost a little bit goes up. So balancing it, considering your production and your market is the key. Now you see here the square tube finishing machine, which is here. Again, I will say here that if you compare these machines with the Chinese, in China, the scale of one size is really very high. And our manufacturers are always saddled with the scale. So we have made the machines for lower volume production and larger variety. And that is why the machine designs are such that they can do all. Whereas in China, I have seen a tube polishing machine comes in the tube line and it is meant only for one particular size of the tube. It is set for that. Setting another size is very difficult. The thing is, we can make all these things. The thing is really scaling up. And how do we scale up? I'm sure that a platform like Stainless Bazaar will help scale up, because together we can stand very firmly on the ground and we can help each other to finally achieve that scale. Needless to say that the scale can be obtained only by exports. Only Indian market is not going to give us the scale. So competing globally is very important, and automation plays a very important role in that. If you want to be globally competitive, the automation has to be absorbed, adopted. And personally, I'm here to help you out. Besides my company, we have a vast knowledge. We know what cannot be done, and we are very clear and open in saying that. We never give the wrong commitment. So we are very, very open and committed to getting automation in the stainless steel industry. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I look forward to the further questions. Thank you.